Hello everybody, I am Gavin and I am the British Bookworm. So at the moment I am pretending to be a YouTuber and doing these book reviews. As a massive advocate of reading and a huge book lover and somebody who loves personal education and personal seeking truth, this is my channel and that is what my channel's about. So for those who are new, who have not seen my face and clicked on this video, thank you for your time and thank you for seeing if you like the idea of me and my book channel. So today I'm going to keep this one short. I've got like 5 books that I've just read, and then because of my own life I haven't had any time to really review my videos, edit them. I've done some book reviews on some other books and I've decided I want to re-go and redo them because they're really quite scientific books on climate change, and I feel like I want to do the subject reasonable amount of some educational element to the book reviews rather than just saying, yeah, it's a good book, yeah, it's an alright book, it's a good book, this, I'd buy this book. So I want to try and put a bit more time into those videos. So I've got like 5 videos on the back burner, and it makes me realise how much time YouTubers put into their YouTube videos. When we just click play on these videos, we don't realise that these people may have invested in like 20 hours, 30 hours on a 5-minute video. I don't know, it could be like as much of a difference as that. So today I'm reviewing a body language book. Different topic, let's get off climate change. Understanding Body Language, How to Decode Non-Verbal Communications in Life, Love and Work by Scott Rouse. Now, Scott Rouse is part of the behavioural panel that I'm a massive fan of the behavioural panel on YouTube. I'm really happy to see that channel grow from strength to strength. They break down common interviews, common stories, common body language aspects to famous people or criminals who've been interviewed. It's a fantastic channel, so I'll put up a link, not a link, but I'll put up one of the videos here that you can go and find their channel if you've never heard of them and you're a fan of body language. I hopefully will make your day by transferring you over to their wisdom and knowledge. So Scott Rouse is one of the 4 world experts of the behavioural panel. Now, even though I love Scott Rouse, I love all 4 panelists, or all 4 body language experts, I should say. And I do feel that Scott Rouse is like the less appreciated of the 4. I don't know why that is, you know, but that's my personal interpretation of the channel, of how I've seen it, maybe, rather put it that way. So even though I really revere all 4 of them, I think Scott Rouse is kind of like the least appreciated of the 4, maybe. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's a fair assessment? So his book is always on the background. They always promote their books, rightfully so, with how much work that goes into making a book. Never mind a YouTube video, even more work goes into writing a book. But this book, in all honesty, I've read a lot of body language books and I'm going to get to the point. So this book is very, very basic and I'm only going to give it a 3 out of 5. It's a very good introduction book to body language. It goes through the 7 universal faces to the world that were discovered and how they basically mean the same thing around the world: anger, contempt, hate, love, happiness. Those seven expressions, and I'll just put something here about that in the context of this video really quickly. And this uses examples of famous, so it uses an example of Bill Clinton lying, and it uses different scenarios like your office review or your employee review, your job interview, your date, and it uses common body language and understanding of what certain body language means in the context of this scenario that you find yourself in. It gives some tips each chapter ends with some positive tips, which is a really nice touch on how to convey yourself in the best possible way. So those are nice positive endings of each chapter, and it goes through the basics of body language. It's a very quick read. I think it took me 5, maybe 6, 7 hours. I can't recall for certain, but maybe 5, 6, 7 hours of the book to read it. It's only 100 and odd page, 150 140, 50 pages or something. Just a very, very nice, quick holiday read. So I would recommend it if you're a lover of body language. At the end of the day, body language is about improving yourself and developing your ability to communicate to people and understand how you are coming across to other people and how you are basically causing a chain reaction, as well as observing the world around you. He talks about liking, enjoying watching people in restaurants and in cafes, which I and most of the people that I've always been close to, we all tend to like people watching. I think we all like people watching. I think you and me, everybody likes people watching. So he goes into how that's the perfect, looking around and observing and trying to guess what people are thinking and feeling is a really good way, based on the movements, the body language, the facial expressions. It's a really good way of learning how to become more masterful at communication skills. And that's what this book and many other books will help you step by step. Imagine stepping stones across a lake or a stream or a river. You can step by step across to the other side where we become more masterful in our dialogue, in our communication skills towards other. I've got my mate here who's not working, holding his book up. Hold my book up, lad. That's it. So more masterful communication skills. The regulator, it goes into, I'm just looking at my notes, it goes into adapters, the cues they're called body language cues to, so like universal or more mainstream views on what certain facial expressions, what certain head movements, what certain tilts of the head, rocking, all these different movements like adapters, illustrators, regulators. And so it's a very, very good book, but I do recommend for practical application, you find, I want to tag this on here somewhere for Scott Rouse. You can find him on his YouTube. I'm sure he's got a YouTube channel which is in the back of this book, so I'll put this somewhere on this video, and basically put the behavioural panel as well on here, which I've probably done earlier on in the video, to be fair, and any other links I find interesting I will put on here. So I do recommend body language to you off the scale for anybody, because I find that most people, I generalise in there, I find a lot of people don't appreciate the value and power of body language in interacting and communicating with other people. So this guy illustrates the small smile, for example, and how it can cross over to the other person and affect their neurons, and that they can make them then naturally smile back at you, and then create a positive impression of you by their brain chemistry working in a positive way towards you. So for example, so basically create a positive impact across the communication. I'm reading another book at the minute, which is going to be a difficult book to review because it's very abstract, but it's a really popular book out there in the thinking community at the moment. Free thinkers and truth seekers. But I like to compare what that book I'm reading says about me talking to you now. I have my reality, you have your reality. The only way we can connect those two realities is by the words and languages that we use. As I'm talking to you now, I'm putting not only orally through, my language and the words I'm using, but my body language is conveying and communicating some truths or some notions of what I'm trying to express via a bridge, and we're always putting in these bridges down to each other. The problem is we don't necessarily always, and I think this is all of us in general, understand that sometimes that we can convey the wrong things across to someone that we love or care about or don't want to hurt, and those people who are bad in this world, we can try and convey that we potentially are an easy target. If we're too nice to people, we convey through our language and body language certain things that we don't realise we're being treated this way because we're conveying unintentionally a certain aspect that creates them to think that we are victims or we're going to tolerate this behaviour or that behaviour. So in that sense, this kind of book is extremely important, and I would recommend to anybody who wishes to grow in themselves and adapt and improve themselves as persons, as people, that we all spend some time mastering communication skills, and body language is part of that. So this is going to be the shortest review I've done in a while. I'm going to try and start reducing my time on these book reviews because I know you don't have time for a 30-minute review. However, I'm just having a conversation. Sadly, you can't converse back to me, but I'm trying to like have a bookworm dialogue. Hence the bookworm, the British Bookworm book. So if you've liked this video, please give me a like. If you want to learn more about my thoughts and feelings on different books, I'm trying to expand on vast array of subjects. They're not just like say some channels are just fiction based. I want to sort of study, and my books, by the way, that I'm reading are only a small fraction on the contents and subjects which I normally or have read over the many years. So I'm trying to expand upon my own knowledge by reading as many books on as many subjects as I can fit in. Hopefully, I'll get better at doing these videos and expressing the books, what they say, what they're getting across, give them a decent and honest review to my best of my ability, and hopefully I'll always try to communicate the truth as I see it, and I'm not trying to mislead or misdiagnose anything intentionally. So if I ever say anything in any of my other book reviews that's wrong, I am always going to be open to being shown the corrections and admit to errors. So I really need to get that across. So anyway, this has been the British Bookworm. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Thank you for your time watching this video, and I will hopefully get the next book review on soon. See you later.